Next question is from Crazy Cat. Hey James, with your leaps expiring soon, what is your exit strategy? Do you roll out and up another year or two, or do you sell before it expires? Also, are you trying to time the market before you exit? Thank you for everything. So this is something I think about all the time. First of all, you do have three options when it comes to leaps. You can roll up and out, like you correctly say, and this typically involves closing the current leap position and opening a new one with a later expiration date. You go out another year and a half, and often you'll be at a higher strike price. And you do this when you believe the underlying stock still has significant upward potential, but you want to avoid the risks of options expiring worthless. Now, for me, I don't do that. So when I buy a leap, typically it's for something I want to hold long term, or I want to gain a ton of leverage. For example, what I did with MicroStrategy and many other names, Tesla especially. I have a lot of those contracts, and what I like to do is use them for what I call my mattress. So imagine you have a leap on, say, MicroStrategy, and it's at $16 after the 10-for-1 split. The strike before that was 160. It becomes so cheap to actually take possession of the stock, it's worth holding. And then one of the things I'm grappling with now as well, and have been for quite some time, the plans that MicroStrategy have around, I know everybody's going to be talking about the January 17th event this month for MicroStrategy, which is next week, which is going to be huge. The question is, do the market makers have the stock to give to people? I personally will take possession of the stock. Even if, I can't see, if Michael Saylor continues doing what he's doing, I cannot see MicroStrategy not outperforming Bitcoin because of the premium that they get and the yield on Bitcoin that they create. So, from that perspective, MicroStrategy might become a keeper, especially when you consider taxes. So in my situation, I've got a very low price. If I sell, I incur massive tax liability, and I would need the stock to fall, a lot, nearly 40 plus percent, 50% in order to make that work. And I don't know if that's worth it. So that's the kind of my challenge. If you're tax free, you have much more potential to take profits and do other things. So what I like to do is I do not sell before expiration. I do not roll up and roll out. I will take possession of the stock, especially for Tesla and MicroStrategy. And then MicroStrategy, I will track very carefully what's happening with the actual Bitcoin price and determine what happens next. So again, I like to convert all assets like Tesla to my mattress because the cost basis is so low. A lot of options were in the low 100s. And then just have, because I know that Tesla is going to go to 2000. I just don't know when. So it's worth waiting. And considering the deal, you're basically buying stock that is 75% off to a large amount, or even more with MicroStrategy. And one thing I did do as well before the end of the year, I did buy my puts back. They were down. Basically, the puts that I sold had fallen to 1% of what I sold them for. So in order to free up margin to have equity to be able to buy Tesla, I bought them back. So that was the reason for that too. So that's kind of my plan. And MicroStrategy, we'll see. It depends what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin has a crazy blow off top, or if I see a perpetual bid coming in for Bitcoin that'll drive it up forever, and I see Saylor issuing a whole bunch of preferred and then a whole bunch more of ATM, which I think he will do. And if he gets better at DCAing into Bitcoin, that's it. It's worth holding, in my opinion. And hold both as well. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. I hope that helps. And that was a bit of a long-winded question, but that's my plan. And you decide on yours.